Good morning. Welcome to Saturday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum here with some words of wisdom to start your day, and we've got some interesting things to ponder with this particular card today. I know for a fact that I've never pulled this card before, so this should be an interesting little foray into this particular card. So, welcome, and we'll give it a minute here for people to start showing up. Let me grab a drink here. How's the weather by you? We are going to get hotter than I wish today and probably humid. So I may be spending time in the house or at the warehouse or someplace that can be climate controlled. We'll see how this goes. Let us start with some tapping and some breath, okay? I'm going to tap here. Pick your spot wherever you like to tap. That's a grounding, centering place to tap. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Wiggle a little bit. Hear some crackles, snap, crackle, pops in your neck. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and one more for good measure. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Grounded, centered, solid, ready to receive today's message. And our card deck is the Light Seers deck by Priestess. Good morning, Carolyn. Glad you're here. You're the first one popping on today. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. So we'll see who else pops on as we go. It seems like the more people who are on at a particular time, the more others get the message that it's time. Good morning, Abigail. Thank you for the sparkles. Appreciate it. Love that little, reminds me of the 60s. And 70s, not sure why, maybe 50s, I don't know. Anywho, good morning, Barb. Welcome, glad you're here. Good morning, good morning. The Light Seers deck by Priestess. And actually, our card for today, good morning, Beth. Welcome, glad you're here, is this particular card, the one that's on the cover. So, and again, as I said, this is the first time I've ever pulled this card, and I thought the message was quite interesting. Coming on the heels of some other things that I was reading yesterday, it feels like this is the direction many of us are going. Trying to remember who it was I read. I read so much stuff yesterday. But the gist was how this is the breaking through of the new, and that the crumbling of some of the old. So interesting. Let's see what we get. Light Seers deck. This particular card is actually called High Priestess. It's number 2 in the deck. And on this picture, there's actually a column of color up above her, whereas on the cover of the book, it's just the solid blue color. So, quite interesting, quite interesting. I'm going to move it a little closer so you can again see that she's looking through her eyelids. So, I interpret that as we can see beyond our physical eyes, beyond what our physical eyes can see. So I'll hold this up for you. The card came out right side up, but as always, I will read the Light Seer and the Shadow Seer side, just so you can kind of process that for yourself. So the Light Seer side: dreams, powerful visions, psychic insights, serendipity, meditation, introspection, intuition, a spiritual experience. So can you see how a lot of those words really are reflecting that realm that's beyond our 3D physical realm? Shadow Seer side, as if the card had come out inverted. Keeping secrets, gossip or mistruths, hidden agendas, fear of intuitive abilities, not paying attention to your inner voice. So, here's the narrative part. So let's take a breath. opening to receiving whatever part of this message fits for you, whatever enriches your life, whatever helps you move forward. The priestess sits on the edge of this realm and the next, as she draws down meaning and illumination from beyond the veil. Sacred insights and profound wisdom are flowing to you now. And to access them, you must turn in to your intuition, paying attention, going within, trusting the messages you get within, right? Let's see. Submerge your thoughts into the subconscious realm. The language of the unconscious mind is revealing itself to you through metaphor, in dreams, or as ancient memories that resurface to be processed. I also think it comes in artistic ways, through poetry, through art, through dance, through song, a variety of different ways that messages come to us when we pay attention. When we pay attention. And there's the next sentence. Pay attention to synchronicity. Any nagging feelings of being off track. I am having those in spades. Absolutely in spades. And I keep trying to reroute. Recalculating. And at the moment, it doesn't seem to be working in my particular perspective. But there's a whole lot going on that I can't quite tap yet. So we shall see. I think today probably needs to be a longer breath work. Yes. Let's see here. As well as gut feelings that move you in a new direction at this time. The divine whispers that are emanating from your soul hold an important message for you, and the bridge between the enigmatic realm of the priestess and your conscious understanding of the signs will be found through your own quiet introspection. And the saying for today is, I have the answers I seek, and by following the truth, I will find them. I have the answers I seek, and by following the truth, I will find them. All kinds of things on my desk are calling to me at the moment. So, oh, and I have a new one. So, let's start with this one. Embrace the process. Release the outcome. Allow. Be curious. I wonder where this is going to take me. I want to read my little tut from the universe from a while ago that I've had sitting on my desk because it feels like it's relevant to this particular process also. It's within you. The answers you seek, the direction you want, and the power to be whoever you want to be. Yes, thank you, Abigail. I appreciate that. Your dreams are not yours by mere whim. They've been meticulously matched to the gifts you are now developing, designed to lure you within where your true power lies, and then out into the world beyond imagined limitations and fears. Trust yourself. Listen to your heart, which by definition means we must slow down and go within, right? You have the right stuff, you know what to do, and it can all be yours. Hosanna in the highest, the universe. And then the one that popped in with yesterday's breath work, and I'd love to know how many of you are still continuing the breath work. I did miss one day. Good morning, Mel. And as I was sharing with my accountability buddy Bobby yesterday, I've decided that the best way for me to approach this at this point is I just add a day to the end. In previous breathwork training, the rule was if you missed a day, you started over from day one for your 30 days of breathwork. Right at this point in my life, that feels too punitive. So I'm just adding a day to the end and calling it a day. So here's the mantra that, yes, happy Saturday, breathe. Yes. Lots of breathing. Because again, Everything moves on the breath. If we feel stuck and we want to move things forward, if we're engulfed in emotion and we want to move through it and process it, breath, 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 right? Is that enough? Did that make it clear? Or breath, how about breath? So here is the one that popped up from yesterday's breath work. I dare to believe in something bigger than my circumstances. I dare to believe in something bigger than my circumstances. Now that's the one that offered itself to me. But if it works for you, borrow it. Borrow it. Feel free. Some of us are wading ourselves through some pretty heavy stuff right now. Here, I've got all the stuff going on with my dad and my sister, who's usually my running buddy in that regard, has a dog who is dying. So, yeah, things sometimes get more difficult. Yes, everything moves on the breath. And so when things get more difficult, breathe. So one of the things I did yesterday that was very, very helpful. I spent a lot of time in the park yesterday, but I also went to, I don't know why, Bobby, my accountability buddy, had said to me, you know, allow spirit to guide you where you need to go. So I ended up in this parking lot at this old paper mill, which has now been turned into a restaurant and a discovery center and a bunch of other stuff. Sitting in the parking lot looking at the river, and it was raging. I mean, it was high, it was moving fast, and the energy coming off of that was very opening. Opening is the word that's coming to me. Like it was clearing out junk and making the space that we've been talking about, that sacred space that's being held for whatever's to come next. So I just sat there and watched the water for the longest time. It was very soothing, I would say. Soothing. I mean, the water was not so, it was raging, but it felt like it fit right in with what was going on. So, very cool. So, I'd love to hear who's continuing with the breath work. I'd love to hear what you're getting out of the breath work. What are you learning? What's coming to be? I'd love to hear the rest of your thoughts on this divine unfolding that we are in the middle of, some of which seems like an unholy shit show, but all things with a purpose. All things with a purpose. We may not be able to see the purpose for all this upheaval, but everything moves on the breath. So, have an awesome Saturday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. And if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling off track, please take some time to breathe deeply. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.